Hello, everyone. This is my Module 5 presentation on understanding my community, Valley Heights. Valley Heights is made up of two communities, Waterville and Blue Rapids. So I'm going to be talking about both of them a little bit separately and as one community. Some customs and traditions here. Valley Heights Schools was formed in 1966. And the first graduating class was in 1967. It was combined from Waterville High School and Blue Rapids High School, and we just celebrated our 50th anniversary, which was a big deal. Lots of things going on throughout the school year to celebrate that. Lots of alumni coming back to help celebrate some of those events. Both of our communities are very blue collar oriented. We also are somewhat agricultural based, but a lot of our jobs are very blue collar. Our views are pretty much split 50-50 between conservative and liberal. And as we kind of talk later about the economic conditions in the education here, you can kind of tell the difference between who's conservative and who's liberal. So yeah, we're very split there. Change is very difficult here, any kind of change. We have the retirement age of people who don't want anything to be different. They don't see anything as wrong. We have the 40s and 50s ages where really want to make the communities enticing for families to move back here and raise their families here. And what can we do to make our communities better and to encourage families to live here? Then we have our young people who, are in high school and they're like, I can't wait to get out of here. I think a lot of kids say that in high school. But really, for the most part, overall, I would say change is difficult, and really has to be thought about and discussed at length before anything major happens. Some big things that Blue Rapids are known for. They say they're the only Blue Rapids in America. And we have a round town square. The kids call it the Squircle. There is a circle in the middle, which we call Fountain Park, has a fountain in the middle. There's a picture of it there, but the outer edges of the circle is actually a square, and that's kind of the main business hub of the community. So it's a round town square. Waterville has Wooden Nickel Day and has a lot of history kind of involved in all of its festivities that surround Wooden Nickel Day. It's also where we also do a lot of our alumni activities in conjunction with Wooden Nickel Day on Memorial Day weekend. Some characteristics of our population. Blue Rapids is the bigger of the two towns with a little over 1,000 people living there, and Waterville has about 675 residents. Some statistics that I found almost rather shocking was the educational level of the people living in our communities. Only 11.5% of our population have a bachelor's degree or higher. Like I said, very blue collar based community. As I looked at that, kind of thought about the 12% of those people. I would say a lot of those people are the teachers that work here for the district, or even people that are commuting to work. We have 27% of our population is school-age children, or 0 to 18, and about 20.5% a retirement age, or 62 or above. So we're sitting at almost 50% there, and only 50% of the population is currently working. Our sex is pretty evenly split. Females kind of take over a little bit, with 54%. Occupations around our major employers. Obviously, the school district. I think we employ, I don't know, 130 some people, maybe. That's a guess. Probably pretty close to 130 people. Like I said, we're very blue collar based. We have two trailer factories. One of the big ones is Titan Trailers. Some of you may have heard of that. They build all sorts of different horse trailers, from enclosed to even flatbed trailers. Very big employer. They have facility in Waterville and in Blue Rapids. We also have Fast Lane Trailers in Waterville, and then Landall Corporation is in Marysville, which is about 10 minutes north of us. So we have a number of people that drive to Marysville to work also. The race, 97% are white. The other 3% were undisclosed. And, in the past, this has caused a little bit of social tension, mainly with teenagers and having to do with some bullying and things. But overall, really, we haven't had a lot of issues with that. So the communication channels that are present within our communities, a lot of social media is used. The school has social media. Each town has social media, like City of Blue Rapids. And then they also have like pages like what's happening in and around the Valley Heights community. We do publicize a little bit on television. It's not really a local channel. It's out of Topeka, which is about an hour and a half away. So we use social media a lot, and community bulletin boards in, the like Casey's and gas stations and things. The school website is used a lot to get things out in the community. We have school mailings like our newsletters, classroom newsletters, a lot of word of mouth, and the coffee shop. Let's face it, a lot of things get communicated at the coffee shop on a daily basis. Some community groups that we have. We have a Blue Rapids pool committee who's trying to raise some money to help build a new swimming pool. We have Valley Heights Rotary. We have the Valley Heights Foundation, which supports lots of different activities, not just things within the school. Each town has a Chamber of Commerce, and Waterville has a Lions Club. Some groups that are kind of community-based within that kind of run with the school. We obviously have our school board. We have a community education group that's very active. We offer lots of educational programs through our community education group. We have a Valley Heights Booster Club. We also have an alumni association. And we have a Valley Heights Recreational Ball Association that covers everything from summer baseball, softball, as well as winter league like basketball, flag football, volleyball, things like that. So we have pretty active community groups here. When I look at our leadership of our communities and think about who the influencing agents are, we're a very Christian-based community, and so a lot of influencing agents are our churches. What you see there is our Presbyterian church, beautiful old rock church. Obviously, our city council, the people on those are very influential people within the community. Teachers, a lot of people trust the teachers, their children's teachers, and so they look to them for guidance. A lot of people are also influenced heavily by their friends and family members. And who's being influenced? Well, mainly the community members and the constituents of each of those governing bodies. Different theories or ideas or issues are typically based upon a person's background or upbringing. Were they born and raised here? Do they want things to stay the same? What do they want to see changed? Sometimes it's based upon their economic status. Some people are worried about cleaning up homes that need to be condemned, while others are like, hey, we just need curb and guttering and things like that. And their issues or theories can be based upon maybe they have a particular issue that they want brought up. And so they go to those people who are influential in the community to try and get some of those things changed. Some characteristics of our community leaders. Their contact information is all available via their respective city websites. Their council meetings are posted within 24 hours. Of course, those are unofficial minutes, but they are posted. And those community leaders are very visible in the public. You'll see them out and about all the time, even having coffee in the coffee shops to find out what the issues are. Our school leaders, again, our school board members' contact information is available on the school website. The unofficial minutes are also available within 24 hours. The school board members are visible in the public and at school functions, and some of them do have their own agendas, but we typically don't see that come out too often. And then our school administration contact information is also available on the school's website. Some economic conditions. We are a pretty high poverty area. Per capita income in this community area is $26,817. So that's not really very much that people are on average bringing home. The median household income is around 54,000. We do have 9.2% of the population below the state established poverty line. Our unemployment rate is kind of surprised me as it being that low, but we do have 53% of our student body on free and reduced lunch. So that presents its problems. We are a district-wide title school because of that, and we do have an achievement gap between our free and reduced lunch kids, which are some things that we are working on establishing, making those lines of communication stronger, and so that parents and the community value education and its processes. Our political structure, we both have city councils and mayors. The city council's decisions typically don't affect the school at all. We obviously have our Board of Education. We have county commissioners that we can go to for issues in the county. And then we have state and federal government, which their decisions do directly affect our schools because it's tied directly to the amount of money and the funding that our school receives. Social tensions. We really have little cultural diversity, but what little we do have generally are accepting of other cultures and their traditions. I have found that new community members struggle to fit in. A couple of reasons. A lot of people were born and raised here, went to college, came back, or never left. And so those people already have their circles in place. Their friends are in place. Their groups are already in place. And so sometimes it's hard to accept others. I feel like those that are more easily accepted in the community are, if they have children, so it's easy to kind of find a common theme because your kids are involved in the same activities, so it's easier to kind of find a niche or a group to kind of fit in with. And I would say the only social tensions that we have are truly what I would say between the haves and the have-nots. Those that are blue-collar workers and those who are the more educated workers. There are different issues. And there becomes social tensions between those groups because they are divided on things that are necessary to make our communities stronger and to help them thrive. Some extra sources of information to find out information about our community. Obviously, the school website, which I kind of posted a little snapshot of right there. We do a Kansas Communities That Care survey. Of course, both towns have Chamber of Commerce. Both of our city clerks have great information along with their websites. I gathered information from Census Bureau reports and from our Board of Education clerk. She had a lot of the information that I needed. Some of our power structures in place. Obviously, the school board, they oversee the superintendent, who oversees the building principals, who then the chain of command is like the activities director, lead teachers, and then the teachers, and then our paraprofessionals. Multicultural issues, again, I said we really don't have that many. We are very ag-based and blue-collar community, and so that culture is really weaved into our schools. A lot of the community activities and things that are going on are advertised within the school system. The school calendar features student artwork from the previous year. I tell you, when that school calendar comes out, they fly off the counters of offices where they're placed. If they're not out by July 15 for the upcoming school year, the superintendent's office is getting phone calls. When are the school calendars coming? So people rely on that. They have a culture of knowing and expecting that calendar coming out, and a lot of people lives kind of revolve around the school system. Our dress code at school is also reflective of our community beliefs and atmosphere. We're not sweatpants and t-shirts are what kids are wearing because that's kind of the culture of our community, more laid back, I guess. When we think about measuring public opinion, We do a family engagement survey every year, which kind of gives us some feedback from families that have students involved. And then there's coffee and donuts at central office once a month that's scheduled, that we invite community members to come in and talk with the superintendent and administrators about issues that they see going on and having at the school. And then social media, I think sometimes you can take what's said on social media with a grain of salt, but sometimes I think we really have to be reflective in what is being posted and to see what is being said in public about the schools and what kinds of things can we do to change the public's opinion of what's happening. Public opinion surveys. Again, we do the family engagement survey. There's one-to-one communication about issues within the school. I know a lot of people talk to our school board members, again, city council members. So it's a lot of face-to-face communication. Our school uses something called ThrillShare to send out notifications, so like mass communication, phone calls, texts, notifications within the school apps. And we have a lot of community members that sign up to get those notifications, and the communities also use that system to mass notify people of things that are going on within the communities. So there's a great relationship between the communities and the school and the pooling of resources to get information out there. And that is all I have for my presentation. Thank you for watching.